Continuing to go through William Gouge's book, Building a Godly Home. This is volume 2, A Holy Vision for Happy Marriage. It was edited and modernized by Scott Brown and Joel R. Beeke, published by Reformed Heritage Books in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's an outstanding resource. I like it because it was written early in the 1600s, prior to a lot of our modern way of thinking and some of the current ways we view roles. So just think it's very helpful to think through, how did the Puritans think about some of these things prior to industrialization in the modern thought. So I started chapter 13, the first message, when I read the introduction. I do want to highlight, this is the end of the second paragraph, or the first paragraph that's not just a Bible verse. And it's really talking about a hot topic right now in our culture, one of abuse and how and oppression and things like that. So I'm going to read this. He talks about duty, and then he's saying neglect of duty in him is more dishonorable to God, because by virtue of his position, he is the image of God, glory of God, and more destructive, not only to his wife, but also to the whole family, because of that power and authority he has, which he may abuse to support his wickedness, having in the house no higher authority to restrain his fury. Whereas the wife, though never so wicked, may by the power of her husband be kept under and restrained from outrage. It's just interesting that he starts the whole section on being a husband, and he says, listen, while you've been given this duty, you have tremendous responsibility for how it's used, partly because you're the authority in the home, and you've been given this responsibility to care for your family. If you misbehave, who is going to suppress that? When he says a wife often is restrained in her outrage because of a husband, but if a husband is, he says, abuse, he actually uses the word, which he may abuse to support his wickedness, having in the house no higher authority to restrain his fury. So I thought that was really good. This is really the introduction to the rest of the sections. The first major section is on love, of course, as that's our primary directive from Ephesians 5:2, to love our wives. And so next time we'll dig into and begin to think about the exercise of this responsibility to care for and love our wives. So may Lord bless you. I can never figure out how to shut this off, so I got to figure